To be honest, I think the last time I played Poppy was in April or something like this. So we were already like having some fun in draft and saying like, oh, let's just pick Poppy here. And we were also thinking about picking like some pretty different stuff on bot lane, but we didn't. To be honest, when I was starting, I thought it would be easier to win. It would be easier and to be honest, because it's just part of the journey, right? But yeah, I think my expectations for myself has always been really high. I think I have really high standards for myself, and to be honest, I was not even that happy when I won in Brazil because
I'm joined with Boal after basically, doing history, which CB has never beat the PSG. CB has never won in Swiss stage, and now you did both. You are going to be playing against BLG, but first I want to talk about the series that you just went through. How do you like? What are your first impressions? What are your thoughts after that series?
it's a complicated question. I think our team is a little bit way too driven by momentum, and I think that we have really good players that raise a little bit the bar of our team. So it's really nice to see that our work is actually like working, and I think that it shows us that we can actually beat the international teams and we can actually perform at Worlds. So it's a really it's a relief to be honest because we were playing a little bit way too weird in the last games. So honestly, I'm relieved that we can show a little bit of our game, and I think we can still be a lot better. So yeah, I'm feeling good about it. Yeah.
All right, you said you were momentum based. The first two games you guys showed us were not, like you said, they're weird. They weren't the VKS that we're used to seeing the past split. So how are you able to break that sort of weirdness and awkwardness and actually start playing, better League of Legends?
Yeah, as many people know, we had a lot of issues coming into China. I think we had like problems with our flight. We had problems with jet lag, problems with our luggage, and etc. So in the first years, we were a little bit struggling because we also didn't know much about the meta because we only scrimmed 2 days before our first match, and I think this made us struggle a lot, to be honest. And this last week, we've been trying really, really hard to study more the game and understand how we want to play because it's a new meta, it's a new patch, and I think the whole team is really, really trying their best. So I think it's just the normal scrim and review process that we need to go through. We need to be a lot stressed, to be honest, because it's extremely exhausting. But it's part of the job, and everybody loves doing it. So that's just how it is.
Well, talk to me about that exhaustion. The first thing Trimby said when he got into the analyst desk was like, "Oh my god, I'm so tired. Like I'm exhausted." And like I can imagine going through a series like a very stressful series after having, going 0-2 the way you guys did must put a lot of pressure on you guys and a lot of stress.
Yeah, I think I'm the person that feels the to be honest. I don't feel much pressure, but I think especially Trim because he's our main shot caller in most of the times, and I think it must be really, really exhausting for him because he communicates really well, and he's a big part of our decision making during the game. And I think he's someone that, since he already went to quarterfinals, I think, and a couple years ago, he puts a lot of pressure on himself also, and he's a really good player. So it's important for him to show that he can do well in a different team as well. So yeah, I'm really proud of him.
Yeah, talk to me a little bit about Trimby and his leadership. Like, obviously, he used to play on Fnatic. Fnatic got eliminated. He got to stay there. There must be some part of him that is like, okay, maybe I'm better off without them. But like, as a teammate, as a leader, as someone who came into CB Law, not really knowing the culture and stuff like that. How has it been playing with them?
Mm, our year has been pretty tough, to be honest. I think the first split we went eighth place, and then the second one I think fourth, and then third one we finally started performing better. So it must have been really stressful for him and for everyone, to be honest, because it it was a really long journey, to be honest. And I think we tried really hard to prove everyone that they were wrong about our roster and about everyone, to be honest. So yeah, I think he's someone that adapted pretty fast to the culture in Brazil. He's like uh I think. And since he already knows our head coach Chris Sil, it's a really good thing because he can help a lot Trimmy to adapt and be able to fit into our team better.
All right. You mentioned like the struggles of starting eighth, fourth, first. I mean, your career has been um like ups and downs. And the world championship this year is the theme is sacrifice. and you even had a time where you went down, you weren't in like tier one, and you really really struggled. And to finally prove it, to finally win your championship, to make it to worlds, to make Brazilian history, like talk to me about the all the effort and sacrifice that you've had to put to get to where you are.
Yeah, the last 2 years have been really hard for me. I mean, 2023 and 2024, I was not really playing competitive, so I was not sure about what I would do in life. I was thinking about going to college or maybe competing again. So I was struggling a lot to decide about what I should do. I think I learned a lot about how I am as a person and what I actually want. So it means a lot to me because last year in the same day I was probably like at my home with my family just thinking about, oh, what am I going to do in life, right? And it means a lot to me because as you mentioned, the my career has been a lot of ups and downs, and I think I'm really, really grateful to be in a team that helped me a lot to go back to my uh best form, I would say. And yeah, it means a lot to me because it shows that I made the right decision, I think, and I'm really happy with it.
When you were still starting, when you're when you're still named Bankai, like did you expect to win CBLL? Did you expect to make it to Worlds? Was that like always the goal? Like what were your expectations back then?
To be honest, when I was starting, I thought it would be easier to win. Thought it would be easier and quicker, to be honest, because it's just part of the journey, right? But yeah, I think my expectations for myself has always been really high. I think I have really high standards for myself, and to be honest, I was not even that happy when I won in Brazil because my goal since I started playing has always been international, and I think I'm somewhere going to this goal, but it's still not there. I think I still can do a lot better. So yeah, that's how I feel.
Well, you're gonna have to do a lot better if you want to keep going. You're playing against BLG. How do you feel about that matchup?
It's for sure not the best draft that we could have had, but this Worlds run has shown that they are a team that can actually bleed a lot. And it's going to be hard for sure. It's a best of three. It's not going to be decided in one game. So we need to be really prepared. We're going to try really hard in scrims this week. But to be honest, I think everybody feels like we can win. And surely it's not going to be easy because, I mean, they're seed one from LPL, but we for sure have confidence in our game.
Trimby was saying that you guys wanted T1. Like, well, what's up with that? I think you were saying Mateos was like, oh, give us T1, give us T1.
I'll be honest, I was not in the room during this conversation, and I'm not a part of this. I don't know what went through their minds, but don't count me with that, okay? I'm not part of this group.
All right, all right.
I was cheering for us to get 100 Thieves, to be honest.
Oh, you wanted the rematch.
Yeah, the rematch.
100 Thieves have had a very difficult. Like they played all Eastern teams. It's they yeah they have their stuff to deal with, their own sets of difficulties. But today your jungler played with a lot of comment. Like game two, you get invaded. You sort of like pretty much lose the game. Karsa kind of like runs the game that way. And then to come in to pick the Nocturne to just like have that level of confidence and to play and um I would imagine a lot of people like under elimination fear and stress, like they might not want to make the most riskiest play. This guy goes in level one, flashes, gets a solo kill. Like, where does he get that confidence from?
Uh, I think it's a little bit of his personality. Also helps
Could you put the
because
mic a little closer? Sorry, it's cutting out a little bit.
I think it's just his personality. He's a little bit crazy like this. I think it's just his play style and his personality. But I also think that the environment helped because to be honest, I think the last time I played Poppy was in April or something like this. So we were already like having some fun in draft and saying like, oh, let's just pick Poppy here. And we were also thinking about picking like some pretty different stuff on bot lane, but we didn't. But it was really close. So yeah, I think we're a team that trusts a lot each other and we give space for people to try and make mistakes. And I think everybody have a lot of confidence.
All right. Lastly, could you give some words? Pode falar um pouco em português para fãs brasileiros?
Queria agradecer a torcida de todo mundo. Sei que as últimas duas séries não foram fáceis, mas a gente tá voltando. E muito obrigado pelo apoio de todos. Sei que não é fácil torcer nessas madrugadas que a gente consegue. E
Sorry, could you put the mic a little closer?
tirar isso aí.
Yeah, yeah, just that last part.
E continue torcendo pela gente. Muito obrigado.
All right, thank you so much for the interview and good luck. Honestly, I'm very proud of what they were able to do, of what VKS were able to accomplish because if you think about it, like they had really poor performances. I know he did talk about like being jet lagged for game one and just like not being having like bad meta reads and whatnot. But yeah, it's just it's very difficult to come back from basically losing matchups that you feel like you could have played a little bit better, and to come back and play, especially after game two, like to come back, mentally reset, and say, hey, we can still win, we can still be aggressive in the jungle, we can still play our game. It's like difficult, right? It's like competition. Competition is difficult. So proud of the VKS boys, and hopefully, well, they're playing as BLG. I will say, if it was a best of one, I'd be like, sure, maybe there's a little bit of hope. It's a best of three. There's, I know they say they know they can win, but good luck. Good luck. Boa sorte, cara.